Hey there, you guys. Welcome back. It is the backyard tour time. So hopefully it's not going to be super long, but I wanted to take you through quickly and show you the new things that are happening. Things in flower, things that are growing better than I thought they would, or not. It's fun. This is year 4, I think, of the garden. We've been in this house for 5 years, I believe. So year 4 of the garden. And finally, things are starting to be of a size that I need to start thinking about dividing and pruning and shaping and all that fun stuff. So it's really going to start getting enjoyable. It's not just putting things in the garden now. It's now, what should I do with it? It's getting a little bit big. It's getting a little unruly. It's this, it's that. So now the actual gardening experience can start to commence. So anyway, let's get to it. We'll start with a pan around, and yeah, hopefully it's not too long. I need to get to work. Why do I do these in the early morning? I think it's better in the morning, and it's also a little overcast, so that's perfect. Hopefully we won't get a lot of the sun flares. So anyway, let's get to it. So starting over here, this tree is getting so much bigger than I thought it was going to get at this time. It's 2 years old now, I believe, in this garden. It's the contorted larch. Oh, it's so pretty. And we're gonna move around here. Hopefully I don't forget to show you this one, the Montego Bay lily. It's in flower. This forest pansy redbud is looking, it looks sparse this year, but I think because it's getting a little bit bigger, it's just got a bigger top on it, so it looks like there's not as many leaves. Things are looking pretty good. Some things are looking better than others. Hopefully the wind that we're getting is not playing with the sound quality. Now I'm going to move over. This tree is just phenomenal. This is the twisted baby black locust, Robinia, so pretty. And then we've got the honeysuckle. This is the arbor or the obelisk that I'd like to move to the front, or at least buy a new one and move the new one to the front. It just has this really fun appearance. You can't see it at all because the honeysuckle is huge. I just planted this last year. I can't believe how big it's gotten over one season. And then we've got the plumerias growing in these pots. No inflows that I've seen yet. And the pots are looking so good. The hanging baskets on the pergola, so nice. Oh, so good, so good. So anyway, let's do a quick little talk about things. I trimmed this boxwood hedge. If you watched, I did the propagating boxwood by cutting video, and I ended up trimming it afterwards. I actually did that last weekend, and super excited to get this started. In time, I think I'd like to have the boxwood go all the way around this garden, and then maybe around the whole garden. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I gotta start doing them from cuttings. We'll see what happens. I don't know. That seems a little ambitious, and maybe I don't want the whole garden to have that tall edge. I think I like the annuals giving that nice appearance. I don't know what I'll do with the cuttings. We'll figure it out. We've got time. I can even just give them to neighbors. So this is so beautiful. I think it's a Veronica or a Speedwell or something of that nature. Veronica could be a Speedwell. I'm not sure. It's early morning. My head isn't working. We've got some bananas. This is a blue Java banana back and behind. It's not looking so good. It's starting to produce babies. Again, this year has been so cold at night. And not even hot during the day. We have had hot days, don't get me wrong. Today, I guess today, this morning, it was 20 degrees, feeling like 30 degrees with the humidex. So it is not cold, but the nighttime temperatures have been getting quite cool as a rule. Hopefully soon we're going to start getting the 18+ degree nighttime temperatures, but it's been down 12, 13 degrees, and the tropicals really don't like that so much. So that's part of the reason why I'm going to start scaling back my tropical collection for outside. I'm going to start planting more shrubbery because this is a lot of work that's not paying off. So anyway, the alocasias are finally starting to grow. This one is Mayan Mask. They're all so small this year. We've got the Montego Bay lily that's just starting to produce its flowers. This one is almost finished. These were earlier to bloom. And this group is just about to start flowering, and they smell beautiful. And then we've got the new canna lily. What is this one called? African Sunset or something? Yeah, African Sunset. It's gorgeous. It's standing straight up now. When I got it, it was bent, but I think it was just because it was in a dark spot in the box trying to grow for shipping. Now over here, the monkey puzzle. I need to remember to fertilize this poor little guy because he's in a pot, and I'm sure there's a lot of roots in there, and I forget to feed him. He just does what he does. Oh, and back there, maybe I should do a video on it. Let me know if many of you probably know what to do, but a lot don't. To deadhead geraniums to keep them looking nice. This is a window box that's on the edge of the shed, and I really need to deadhead those geraniums. It's best to pull them right off, follow them right back to the main plant, and then break them off, rather than just cutting them off bit by bit and leaving the spike standing there. Anyway, we've got the hostas, just enormous hostas. Look at these guys. Oh my god. Some of them are starting to flower. Some of them are getting shaded out. Looks like the sun is coming out from behind the cloud and causing some problems with the view. This guy here, I think this one is Blue Angel, and it is a thug. Oh my gosh, it's probably maybe 6 feet across. It's just enormous. So underneath here, I need to cut it back again. Underneath the leaves, we've got the babies, the mini hostas, the tiny tears is in full flower. What else is under here? Well, there was stuff under here. I wonder if... right here. We've got this one here, the frosted mouse ears. I need to cut more of these leaves off so to let more sun in here. Ooh, it looks like the white echinacea is starting to bloom. That's gorgeous. The daylilies are starting to come out. Oh, look at this beautiful daylily. I love it. I love it. And then the Vittoria canna, looking so good. I've been getting all kinds of clematis. So I've got 2 clematis on this one, I believe. No, it's 3 clematis in here. And hopefully soon enough they're going to start climbing up, and maybe I'll get some flowers this year. They're all new this year, so we'll get what we get. Was there something else I was going to show you? Oh, the daylily over here is not flowering. I'll put a photo up over here to show you what that one looks like. It's a beautiful dark red. Back over to here, the onions are starting to produce their buds. The zinnias are looking beautiful against the yellow of this Japanese maple. Oh, I missed this flower yesterday. I wanted to take a photo of this guy. There's lots of buds there. I'll get more photos eventually. I cut all of the petunias back. The petunias in these pots here were up higher than the geraniums, so I cut them right back, and hopefully they will start branching out and flowering soon. But I cut probably 10 inches off of them. I wanted them to grow down rather than up, but they were growing up, not even out. They were just growing up. So hopefully in pruning them back, it's going to cause them to bush out and be a little bit lower to the ground. And look at the dill flowers. The dill flowers are stupendous. They're just amazing. They look like fireworks. Oh, they're so pretty. Pretty soon they're going to set seed and they're just going to be everywhere. But I love it. I love dill. I love the smell of it. I love the look of it. It's just so pretty. Back here, we've got some of the clematis starting to bloom. Actually, this has been blooming for the last couple of weeks. And I think this one blooms until frost. So it's a relative of the Jackmanii, I believe. And then we got the obedient flower that's starting to open, finally. It's really unruly. The wind knocks it down. And then we've got the end-set banana. It's okay. It's not amazing. The wind really has taken its toll on it. And yeah, I don't know. This one I'm going to keep. It does well in the cooler temperatures. It's doing much better than the other. But by this time, actually, it had no leaves a couple of months ago. So I'll give it credit. I feel like it should be further along than it is. And then the salvia down below, that's going to look beautiful against the darker leaves when it gets a little bit bigger. And then the catmint, oh, so beautiful. I'm going to have to cut it back soon, but just so that it gets a second flush. but the bees love it. I don't see any bees on it right now. Oh, I see some over here. But the bees, the pollinators, love this plant. So I don't want to cut it off if there's still lots of flowers going, but soon I'll have to cut it back, and it will give me another a second flush. And the roses, this one I cut back because the flowers were looking like this. That's what I don't like about this rose. This rose will go soon. I need to find something that I like better, and I'll put it here. In the springtime it does terribly. It gets chlorotic because it's so wet here in the spring, but then now this time of year it pushes through and it dries out. The clay is just a joy, a delight to work with. And then this one here, we just cut this one back. It was so floriferous, but they were starting to fade, so we ended up cutting them back. But these mini roses that you buy in the grocery store, depending on your zone, I believe they're hardy to zone 4 or 5. They're quite hardy, and you might as well plant them in the garden. They're not really great as houseplants, so you might as well put them outside if you've got a spot. And then this Woodgelia, see, this is why I prune it back, because those are icky leaves, and then when you prune it back, it pushes up the lower, the older. I can't get it. I'm not getting it right. It focuses its energy on fewer growth points, and you get much nicer growth like these. It's so beautiful. So I will probably end up cutting these branches back more so that it focuses on this style of growth. I don't care if I keep a smaller shrub if it looks nicer. This is what I want. This is not what I want. So anyway, we've got another boxwood. The sedums are looking beautiful, and the alocasias are doing terribly this year. This one here was one that I stored totally dormant, and finally we're starting to get some growth here. It should have been growing from up here, but and I do see some green up here. It might still do it, but it's pushing out growth down at the ground level. So anyway, some of these aren't going to make the cut for next year. I don't know what I'm going to bring in this year. We'll see. Again, I want to put more shrubbery. And look at this beautiful daylily. Oh, it's going to need more sun eventually. I'll find a sunnier spot for it, but it's stuck under this tree. The tree wasn't there when I planted it. So anyway, and we'll leave you with one more thing here. Well, two more things. This is the beautiful variegated sedum Seiboldii. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. Oh, this Japanese maple is looking not so bad. Not so bad. I want it to be taller. I'm trying to wait for a nice sturdy growth that I can prop up with a stick so I can get some height in here. I don't want a lot of height, but I want it to be about a foot and a half taller than it is now. But these crocosmia, if you will follow me on Instagram, you've seen the photograph of the buds. Look at the crocosmia bud. It's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Like, how can you not find that to be a stunning flower bud? Oh my goodness. It reminds me of heliconia. The leaves remind me of gladiola, but the flower reminds me, or the bud reminds me of a heliconia, and the flower itself reminds me of a freesia. So really, really cool flower. And yeah, so that is the backyard. And I've got these tomatoes. This is the pot of tomatoes. I need to water this before I go off to work. Oh, I didn't finish my tour. So this one dries out like every day because there's 3 tomato plants in this pot, and it dries out so fast. Oh, and the hydrangea, look at this fun thing. I've got 2 colors on this particular flower cluster, and it's amazing. Everything else is pink except for this one that is pink and blue, and it's such a nice divide. It's one flower. That's so cool. And we've got the Xanthosoma lime zinger, and we looked at this one earlier, the trumpet vine. It's starting into a second flush of buds, which is nice. And then we've got some, oh, this is the hibiscus that I have in the front. This was a cutting that I took a few years ago. And then we've got the plumeria. This one has all kinds of growth points. It's not flowering, but I need to really start to fertilize the crap out of it. So yeah, here's another plumeria. They're just sticks with a little bit of leaves on the top. So anyway, hopefully they start to flower and give themselves purpose. And I've got all kinds of things in pots. I'm not going to go through all the pots because that's just a lot. We want to keep this relatively short and sweet to the point, and maybe another day I can just go through the stuff I have in pots. Oh, let's do the tower garden, because that's kind of important, because it's neat to see what this thing can do. It's on the swivel, so we've got the Amorphophallus conjax on the top. I've got all kinds of peppers and things that are growing in here. They're starting to produce peppers, as you can see right there. Just starting. We've got some beans growing in here. I thought they were bush beans, but the green beans are a vining bean, so they're trying to climb up. The beans on the top portion are yellow beans, and they are a bush style, but down below they are not bush beans, so they're trying to climb up the other beans. It's kind of a funny situation. And then we've got the basil. Lots of basil in here. Everything is growing so good. Where is the... Oh, look at the flowers on the peppers. Oh, where is... Oh, the nasturtium. The Alaska nasturtium. It's so pretty. It's such a nice plant to have in this garden. Anyway, I can't turn this with one hand at the moment. And then I've got all the rosemary and stuff. We've been using the rosemary for food. And yeah, oh, this is a new mint to me this year. It's called strawberry mint. It's got a sweeter smell to it, and the leaves are much smaller. So very, very interesting. And to leave you guys, this is the bougainvillea that we're making into a standard. It's doing not so bad. I haven't trimmed it I can't remember. Did I trim it a little bit this year? I might have. Anyway, it's starting to turn into a little mop top. I need to keep remembering to fertilize it. It's a heavy feeder, and make sure that it doesn't dry out too far. So it's been a task, but we're getting some nice growth on there. Hopefully we'll get some flowers soon, but we'll see. There they are. So hopefully you enjoyed the tour of the backyard. Maybe another time we'll do a deeper, in-depth one, but I just wanted to go through the stuff that was starting to be in flower and the things that were new and noteworthy. So yeah. Anyway, until next time, you guys, happy growing. How's your garden doing? Let me know what's succeeding this year and what's failing. So many things fail. But I want to hear the successes too. Anyway, until next time, you guys, happy growing.